Hello students, a very good morning to you. How are you? I hope you are okay and doing your work properly. Dear students, as you know that we are continuing our chapter 16 of class 11, that is digestion and absorption. Today we will study about the topic that is absorption. Means after taking food, we know in our previous classes we take food and different digestive glands secrete different type of enzymes which helps in the breakdown of food, and then again those food get absorbed. So how does this food get absorbed and which are the organs where different type of food get absorbed? So today let's study about absorption of different type of food. As we know that while we are studying about plant morphology and physiology, we know that in plants in two ways the food get absorbed. In case of human being also the food get absorbed in two ways. One is active absorption, which takes place against the concentration gradient. It takes place against the concentration gradient. Clear? One is active absorption and another is your passive absorption. It takes place in the concentration gradient, not against, in the concentration gradient. So how this active and passive transport occurs? So in active transport or active absorption, or we can say transport, as you know that it takes place in or against the concentration gradient. So here energy expenditure occurs. Energy expenditure. But here no energy expenditure occurs. So what type of substances get absorbed in active absorption or active transport? As we know that glucose, some amount of salts, amino acids and proteins. So we can write glucose, amino acids, some salts get absorbed through the active absorption. Clear? And through passive absorption, as we know that is simple diffusion, then osmosis, facilitated diffusion. So water absorption takes place through osmosis, and rest of the substances like your simple molecules get absorbed through passive absorption, means through simple diffusion. So simple diffusion we can say small molecules get absorbed, and in facilitated diffusion water get absorbed and some amount of fructose. Clear? Fructose. Some simple salts get absorbed. So this is the process how the food we eat get absorbed. After this, we know that all the substances are not absorbed in one particular region. Some absorbed in the mouth, some in the stomach, some in the small intestine and some in the large intestine. So the substances that are get absorbed in the mouth like your glucose, salts, some amount of salts, they after mixing with the mucosa of the mouth, as we know that mucus is also secreted from mouth, and that mucus helps in the absorption of some substances, simple substances. And after this, some amount of substances also get absorbed in the stomach. Clear? So which substances we can say simple sugars and water also get absorbed. You will don't get confused that ma'am told us that there is no absorption occur, but here some amount of, a little amount of substances get absorbed in the stomach. And as you know that the small intestine is the last site of digestion, and the absorption of all the digestive digested food get absorbed in the small intestine. Clear? But in case of fats, if we consider about fats, the fats can't absorb by the blood. So here in the small intestine, after it get converted into small fat molecules, means after formation of micelles, then they are coated by protein. So the large fat globules get converted into small fat globules and they have a protein coat which is absorbed by the lacteals or lacteal villi of the small intestine, then sent to the different parts. Again, the absorbed food is moved through blood and lymph that are present or circulated in our body. So the absorbed food which are transported into our body, or here I want to tell you another thing, the small fat globules, means here which I explained you, this is the large fat globule and they get converted into small fat globule and they are covered by a protein coat, and after this they are absorbed by the lacteal villi of small intestines. So they are called as chylomicrons. They are called as chylomicrons. Clear, students? So what are they called? They are called as chylomicrons and they are absorbed in the lacteals of small intestine, and after this they are drained into blood and blood carries that protein coated fat to different parts of the body. As we know that the blood is the main medium for transportation, so here the absorbed food get digested by the help of blood. Now we will study separately which substances get absorbed in the mouth, then in the stomach and in the small intestine and large intestine. So we will see mouth, which substances get absorbed in the mouth, then which substances get absorbed in the stomach, then which in the small intestine and which in the large intestine. Clear? So as we know that the absorption, when we take glucose, then its digestion starts from mouth. So how it starts from mouth? As I have told you, there are some regions just below our tongue and the cheek regions. Some blood capillaries are present. When we take food, the sugars, the simple sugars get absorbed. So we can say some amount of carbohydrate, some amount of carbohydrate in their simple form, in their simple form get absorbed in the mouth. Get absorbed in the mouth. Clear? No more substance get absorbed in the mouth. Some simple sugars, means some simple form of carbohydrates get absorbed in the mouth, and after this next comes your stomach. Then these substances here, water, simple sugar and alcohol. Water, simple sugar and alcohol get absorbed in the stomach. Dear students, you have to understand, suppose the question will ask where does alcohol get absorbed, then you can write alcohol get absorbed in the stomach. So these are the different parts of alimentary canal, means mouth, stomach, small intestine and large intestine, and in these regions different type of food get absorbed. So after this, in small intestine all the substances get absorbed. Why? Because small intestine is the last site of digestion. As digestion completed here, means in the small intestine digestion completes by the help of different type of enzymes. So this is the area where all the type of food get absorbed. Clear? So in small intestine we can write which food get absorbed. We can write glucose, clear, fructose, amino acids, fatty acid, glucose, fructose, amino acid, then your fatty acid. All these substances get absorbed in the small intestine and some amount of sodium, glycerol, clear, sodium, glycerol and some minerals are also get absorbed in the small intestine, clear. Then large intestine, as we know that large amount of water get absorbed in the large intestine. Along with water, so here we can write water and some drugs. Water and some drugs are mainly absorbed by or absorbed in the small intestine. And after absorption, as you know that nutrition completed in all animals through 5 steps. First, ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and digestion. Here we studied about absorption. After absorption, there is assimilation started. Means when our blood and lymph absorbs this food, they get energy and be able to do different works. And after assimilation, the process of digestion will start. Digestion means after absorption of all these substances, the undigested fecal material will stored in the large intestine, and in the rectum it is stored for a particular time period. And after this, during bowel movement means bowel movement. This is the movement through which we release the fecal material, and that process is called as defecation. Through digestion, we release the fecal material from our body, which is present in the rectum, and that can be called as undigested food. Means the food we eat, if it contains more nutritional quality, it have more nutrients, then they get absorbed. And the undigested food, suppose if we take food by looking its calories, then our body absorbs calories and nutrients, and rest of the substances are called to be waste. So these waste are removed through the process that is called as defecation. So defecation is the process through which undigested fecal material is released from the body. So this is the process of absorption of alimentary canal, in which mouth, stomach, small intestine and large intestine is involved. Now let's discuss about the last topic of this chapter, the disorders of digestion. Disorders of digestion means what will happen if we will not get appropriate amount of nutrients that is required by our body. Suppose we take carbohydrate, protein, fat, mineral, surface, vitamins, etc. If we don't get these in appropriate amount, then we show some symptoms. So they are called as malnutrition. So in malnutrition, you know about marasmus, kwashiorkor. These are the diseases which is caused due to the lack of protein and calories, and that can be seen in the infants or small child less than 1 year. So due to this, they may affect their growth may be affect, means overall physical and physiological growth may affect. They may get mentally retarded. So these are different things. They are the nutritional disorders. We are studying about disorders of digestion. Which disorders are caused due to improper digestion of our body. So we can say that vomiting, clear, vomiting, constipation, diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, diarrhea. These are the main disorders. Or indigestion is another important disorder. Indigestion, jaundice. These are the disorders of digestion. So what happens in case of vomiting? When we vomit, if our stomach is full, means we take enough food, then our stomach will reject the excess food, due to which we get vomit. Sometimes due to food poisoning, we also vomiting, means when our body, our stomach rejects the extra food that is not accepted by our stomach. Next is constipation. Constipation means when the fecal material in the rectum is stored for a long time and it is get dry and there is difficulty in defecation. That condition is called as constipation. And in this what happens? In this we feel full sensation of feeling full, means we feel that we take enough food, but that will not happen if we not release the fecal material. Then we will and rest of the system get affected and we can secrete enough oxygen, enough hormone and enough enzyme. As a result, we suffer from constipation, and this is a common problem nowadays because of our food habit. Because we are not taking the food they contain of fish, we are taking spicy, oily food, due to which we are suffer from constipation. Next is diarrhea. Diarrhea means when we release the fecal material in the form of liquid, in which the feces are released along with a large amount of water, due to which our body shows water loss and we can't able to do any work. And if this process continue for a long time, then it may cause or it may lead to death. So diarrhea is also caused due to overeating and the food containing spice and oil. Clear? Next, indigestion. Indigestion, why indigestion occur? Indigestion is either inadequate or improper secretion of enzymes. Suppose, for example, bile breaks the large fat globules into small fat globules. If bile will not secrete in large amount or in appropriate amount, then what will happen? Then it can't break the large fat globules and fat can't be get digested. So it may cause indigestion, and this is due to less secretion of enzymes. Again, food poisoning also a reason. Then overeating and spicy food also cause indigestion. Then what happens in case of jaundice or pilia? In jaundice, the bile secreted in large amount and the pigment bilirubin and biliverdin get increased, due to which our skin, nails get yellowish in color and we are unable to digest the food. They are containing excess fat and protein. So they are the disorders of digestion. So we complete this chapter and I will take the test of this chapter, complete chapter, on Monday. So dear students, you should have to prepare this chapter for your test. Clear? And you should learn your NCERT book and find out which words are skipped by me or which words you can understand. Then you study it again and again and watch the videos. Try to understand what is explained by me, and you also can ask some more questions that arise in your mind. So this is all about your chapter, that is digestion and absorption. In our next class, we will start your new chapter, that is respiration.